Hey everybody, Three Drinks Down. I'm Nate.
I'm James.
And today we have a review for you of the Old Forester 117 series, Extra, Extra Old.
1910.
Read all about it.
So today we're super excited to get into the newest 117 series bottle, which is the 1910 Extra Extra Old. So they previously released one that was 1910 and it was just extra old. The difference is this spent 18 months in the secondary barrel, where this one spent 24. So 6 more months. Gets the same 1910 treatment, which if you don't know, they take the 1910 and then they put it in a secondary barrel. They lower it to 100 proof first. And then it sits in that secondary barrel for who knows how long, probably less than, I would say less than 24 and 18 months old. And then they water that down back to 93 proof and release it as is. So I expect this one to be a little oaky, but
Hard to say. 78 corn, 18 rye, 10 malted.
Correct.
Our mash bill here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nothing fancy, just the same mash bill as normal 1910. But if we were in 1910, you would be watching this. However, we're in 2022. We want you to please like this video. Because you couldn't do that in 1910.
No.
You could also please leave us a comment about what your favorite of the Whiskey Row series is.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. And more importantly, please subscribe to our channel.
Thanks. All right, so let's get into the nose. But remember, as always, don't forget to swirl.
And swirl responsibly.
For those of you wondering, this is a fresh crack, just purchased literally last week. Pretty exciting.
Someone was in Kentucky.
I just so happened to be in Kentucky at the time they were releasing it.
This old thing, December 13th, this old thing.
Pretty neat. Yeah, got lucky.
Oh, I just about did it again. I got out of the glass. Oak, sweet oak.
Yeah, a little bit sweet, but definitely pretty oaky. Some wood sugar here as well. A little tiny bit of that classic old Brown Forman banana, just like a hint, very small. Also getting like a little nut character.
You're a nut character.
Thanks.
I don't have anything to add to that. That's as sad as that is. I know you always like, oh, come on, Nate, say something different, say something wild. Nope, nothing wild. There's just nothing wild here.
You were on a wild streak for a bit there.
I was like, that's turpentine on the floor of like the USS. I don't know. Pick a boat, ship. So.
Yeah. All right, ready to get into this?
Yes.
To the tasting.
Yeah.
The palate shows that it's a little bit sweeter than the nose would suggest. It's still oaky, but not terribly so.
That oak really leads to a hug.
Yeah, it really does. For 93 proof, it's kind of interesting. The finish is
a little watery.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is definitely watery.
I'm being honest.
Sure. It's not a big oily thing. And the finish is nice. Like I like what's happening in the finish, but it's short. To me, it's definitely like nutty caramel.
My first thought is
a little bit of banana.
My first thought is they tried with the cycling to make it feel like an older product, and it didn't work.
Yeah, to me, where I feel like, and this is not a knock on Old Forester, but I feel like where Michter's excels, Old Forester just kind of sometimes misses. Like I really enjoy the product that Michter's gets when they do that heat cycling, and I don't know if it's just like the entry proof is making a huge difference there, because
higher entry proof here, lower of Michter's.
Correct, because that I think that could easily be a big factor.
I think exactly that's the case in my opinion, although I don't know any science behind it, because I'm not getting an older product. You should get that oak tannic. I'm not getting it. It's oaky, but it's only oaky for oaky's sake.
I think the high entry proof is not helping with the heat cycling in this instance.
We can't know that for sure, but I'd have to guess. I mean, just based off that comparison. The other thing to me is this doesn't have a lot of notes to it.
No, it's a little, not necessarily muted, but kind of just like a small hill.
Yeah, I get a little brown sugar.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, not bad.
I do like the nose. It's pleasant.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back after I had a full sensory palate's coated.
The one thing I think is interesting here is it does present a little bit proofier than 93.
And I wonder if that's maybe that extended time in a second barrel.
Right.
Some of those tannins still came in, but it didn't do enough on the palate for me. It's just the nose. I've never had that before. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not reprehensible. I'm not like, oh, I don't want this, but it's just not playing really well with me.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of this one. So, Nate, if you were to have a verdict on the purchase, pass, or pour, where would it be?
If you're someone that loves the Whiskey Row series, this is absolutely a purchase just because it's an extension of that series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I lean towards pass. However, there is one out here that's unique to this product. This comes in a package of 2 $375s, not 1 $750.
Correct.
So if you're just looking for something extra that month, I could see you going on a purchase if you're at the distillery and get it, but I would pass.
Yeah, for me, it's just something that I don't dig necessarily. And because you don't have the ability to really try it before you buy it, it's a pass, you know? Nate brings up a good point though, where you can still have one small bottle and share it amongst friends or what have you. And
a little less risk.
Yeah, and then get rid of the other one for something else, whether you trade it or sell it.
There's some secondary value there. So, I mean, you could certainly do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, Nate was a pass with a caveat. I was pretty much a pass, and this has been a review for you.
Ragtime,
The Great
ragtime,
Fire!
ragtime.